Stephanie Milky here, aka Keto Mom, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the Keto Mom podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the Keto Mom Secrets podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. My name is Stephanie. Welcome to the Keto Mom page, and we're going to dive into the book that we're talking about called Dream It, Pin It, Live It. We have been going through this book since November, honestly, because my goal for me personally, and then also to help other people, was to help you understand the power of setting goals, setting SMART goals, having a vision board, going after what you want right now and not waiting until next year. Because in general, when people wait until next year in January and all of a sudden they decide to go, I want to start a New Year's resolution. I have different goals. I have dreams. I want to go after something great. What happens? It takes like a month to figure it out. So all of January is not wasted, but it is you sitting there going, what do I want? What are my goals? So anyways, we have been going through this book for at least a month. And we've been taking it slow. We've been writing out our goals. We've been setting SMART goals. And what that means is specific, measurable, things that you can actually measure throughout this next year. So if you're brand new to the page, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club, and then you can watch us go through this because we share all of the videos there. So I'm not going to walk you through everything today if you have not done it. All I want you to hear me say is this: you matter. You have gifts and talents that the world needs. There are goals and things inside of you that I bet you've been wanting to accomplish for probably years, like most people. I would love to know, are there things that you remember setting for January? Did you have any 2022 New Year's resolutions that you were like, I'm going to do this, and now today, maybe you don't even remember what they are, or did you accomplish them? 97% of people don't accomplish them, and they actually forget about them by March. And so I want to help you understand. I want to help you really set some goals. I'll tell you what's super fun is we're creating vision boards this weekend. We've already done all of the actions in this book. If you don't have the book, it really would help you because it has guides and lists and great questions. If you don't, here's the basic steps. Number one, start brainstorming. What do you want? The book said list 101 things. Just get out a notebook, write it down, and start dreaming. Money isn't it? There's no money tied to anything. There's no time tied to anything. You don't have to be like, I can't afford that. I don't have time for that. Just start dreaming. The book wants you to start dreaming so you can actually narrow it down to 10 things that you want to accomplish in the next 12 to 18 months. And we're going to talk about realistic things, not like I want to save $500,000 next year, but I would like to save 10% of my income this year. Or not that I want to lose 100. I want to lose weight. Usually people say at the beginning of the year, I want to lose weight. That's great. How much weight and by when? That is the point of SMART goals. We're going to put it on a vision board. We're going to talk about looking at it, having it in front of you, seeing it, staying focused, and going after all of those things all year. So an example of a SMART goal for all of you who are on the Keto Mom page, which most of you want some fat loss, it would be like, I just had somebody message me. She goes, I want to lose 80 pounds. She goes, I need you to help me set a realistic goal. And I said, I have a friend, actually a couple, two of our friends, Veronica and Anthony, and they have an incredible story. And so they started in March of 2022. And she said there was a point in her life in March where she was like, you know what? I'm just going to go after this goal and there's no turning back. And that's what they've done. And we actually got to celebrate them at an event that we were at in Dallas this last weekend. And they have both lost. She's up to 90 pounds since March of 2022. I think he's at 85. But what's so interesting is she was sharing with thousands of people on the stage right next to me. And she was sharing about when she decided to do something, when she made the decision to be better, when she decided she was going to go after goals, when she decided, like, I'm not going to let other people's viewpoints or my past affect what I want. She went after it. And not only did it help them with their fat loss, which, by the way, she actually forgot to tell the entire audience. I had to go, Ronica, but she talked about what this last year has done for her physically, in her marriage. Like, her daughter one day somebody asked her daughter, like, what has this done for you? What is it? Because she's drinking ketones, like, she's intermittent fasting, she's making better decisions, all the things that I talk about on this page. And her daughter said, what this community, what this company, ketones, and my mom being more mindful, it's given me my mom back. I tell you all this because Ronica got focused and she said, I'm going to do this. And her goal was fat loss. And then she didn't realize that her relationships, her confidence, her view in herself, their finances, their marriage, all of it got into place as she got focused and she started working on the things that she could control. And so as you go through this book, or as you start thinking about what do you want for next year, I want you to be mindful of, what do I want and what does it need to look like for next year? Because this book really talks about saying no to a lot of things so you can say yes to the right things. Saying no to 99% of opportunities that come up because you've got a vision, you've got a focus, you've got a vision board, you've got the things you want for this year. So when other opportunities come up and they don't align with what you want, it's okay to say no. And so this book is incredible. I wish I could read it to you every single day, but here's what we're talking about today. And the word is focus. And basically what the author is saying is this. She goes, we've already narrowed down to 10 goals. I would encourage you really can't focus on more than between 5 and 10 goals. But you can create your vision board, things you want to accomplish. It might be, I want to go to Florida. I want to go on a vacation with my family. I want to pay off some credit card debt. I want to lose 50 pounds, right? Whatever it is, we're going to get strategic. We're going to put it on a board. And she said, I want you to kind of list them in a priority. So she said, sometimes people go, I want to be debt free. I want to pay off credit cards. I want to pay for my kids' college. She's like, list them in the priorities of which comes first. So I want you to really, don't just create a vision board of things that you're like, I hope. I actually want you to think about this next year and get strategic. Think about, what can I accomplish? What are some things that I would truly love to have or go after or complete? Like, I want to run a marathon this year. Awesome. But what are the steps you need to do before that? You need to actually put your tennis shoes on, right? Or I need to actually accomplish a 5K. There's different things we can help you with. So here's a couple things I wanted to read to you. Some of you actually have the book and you're going through it with me. So you've been reading the stories. I'm not reading it all to you. But in the book, he says, the only way to get ahead is to get better. If you're not consistently improving in the most important areas, then you're not moving ahead at all. And it's talking about focus, talking about what's most important, knowing that it is okay to say no to people. So for example, again, a lot of you want fat loss. What are some things, if you get ready right now, meaning in the next week, and you say, I'm going to lose this amount of weight by this time, or I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at this time. If you get specific, when something comes up and somebody says, hey, do you want to go out, or do you want to get this? Do you want to join me for lunch? I'm not saying that you can't say yes to all of those, but if you're at work and you packed your lunch and you already have your lunch and you've determined that's what you're going to do for this next year, then you could easily go, you know what, that actually I have my lunch, but why don't we connect later? Or why don't we go for a walk? Why don't we? Because oftentimes people will come into your lives and what they want you to do is their priority, not yours. This is all in awareness. Because when you're going after goals and you're going after dreams, everybody else, and they might not realize it, but they want you to run to their agenda. They want you to submit to their agenda. They want you to go, I'll do mine later. Sure, I'll go with you. I hope this is making sense. Is this making sense? So a couple of things to think about. Actually, so the word was focus. She shared a really great story. And she said, when somebody, a lion tamer is in the circus, she goes, the number one focus, she's like, they have to stay focused on the lion. And oftentimes people will go, how in the world would a lion tamer get into a ring with a lion? Here's what happens is you actually can't focus on more than one thing at a time. And so the lion, if you've ever seen it, the lion tamer, has a stool, and he grabs the stool by the end and he has the prongs poking at the lion. And this is what she said. She said, why in the world? So they have the four legs focused towards the lion's face. Why in the world does that happen? She says, how can a light-weighted piece of furniture protect a human being from a ferocious lion? Because you see that often, right? I actually haven't been to a circus in a while, but in my head, I feel like I see it. I see the stool, and he's holding the stool, and the legs are poking towards the lion. I liked this analogy. She goes, simply put, the animal tries to focus on all four legs at once. In an effort to look at too many things at one time, it paralyzes and overtakes him. The lion becomes docile, weak, and disabled. Clearly, his attention is fragmented, and he becomes ill-equipped for what he's designed to actually do. The same is true for people. When you lose your focus, we become paralyzed we become ineffective. We're trying to do too many things. We have to remember that there will always be an unlimited list of goals that we need to accomplish, and priorities are always fighting for our attention. But if we really want to reach our goals, we must learn the skill of saying no. We must avoid those distractions competing for our attention to pull away from what we truly want in our priorities. So if you've been doing this with me, if you've been going after your goals, you've been writing them down, you've been doing the work, because it's one thing to know something. I'm going to guess all of you know, like, it's a new year. It's a really great time to set new goals, new intentions. Like, I bet you a lot of you could say, yeah, I would love to. You might have some lists in your mind. It's one thing to know something. It's another thing to actually do the actions. And it's the action that is going to get you the results, right? It's like, I know I need to lose weight. It's the action, setting up the goals, making a plan that will get you to where you want to go. I know I should probably go to the gym. I think about it. I plan for it. It's the action and the focus that gets you the results. Oh, I know what I should do. I've been watching Keto Mom, or I've been watching other people online. Like, I have all of the knowledge. I have all of the resources. And then it's the action and the focus that's going to get you to where you want to go. So if you've gotten to the end of this year and you're going, man, this is not the year that I had hoped for, that I wanted, that I planned for, it's fine. It's time to get more specific. Write down your goals. Start creating vision boards. Our girls are going to create their vision boards tonight. So I have all of their pictures printed. We're going to Walgreens. We're going to go pick them up. Steve and I will be doing ours this week or into next week, and we'll share them with you. I'll show you how the girls set goals. Our girls are a little bit different. There's things like go to Italy, and I didn't set parameters on our girls' dreams. Like, I want a horse. One of our daughters is like, I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Greece. I want to go all these places. I'm like, print out some pictures and put it on your board. Now, they do have goals like, I want to be able to do an unassisted pull-up by, and then we have to set the date. Or I want to be able to run a 5K by, and then we'll set the date. So they have some goals as teenagers and preteens, and they have some big goals they're putting on their dreams as well. So we'll share that with you. All right, a couple more things I wanted to say. The word is focus. Maybe. All right. Remember, what you achieve isn't nearly as important as who you become. So after this, she dives into, we talked about this yesterday, and it's important to stay focused, but she also said sometimes in the mundane, as you're so excited, like you've written out your goals, you've written out your vision, you've got your vision board, and then it goes on your wall, and then you take the action, right? And then you go, all right, now it's like the day in, day out. It's the consistency. It's like, sometimes this isn't really fun. Have you guys ever seen those little visuals where it's like the things that you do in secret, the things that you do when nobody sees what you're doing? Oftentimes you look at people online and you might go, oh my goodness, they had overnight success, which TikTok does a really good job at that, right? We look at success because of maybe likes or comments, or somebody becomes an influencer. But in general, when you follow people that have had true success, my husband and I were just talking about this last night. He's like, you don't always hear the story of, I started this 5 years ago, and then it was 5 years before I had what I was going after, right? It's the gap that people don't see. It's the 5 years, the 3 years, the 1 year of consistent action, of things doing, when you do things in your home, like nobody sees you packing your lunch. Nobody sees you say no to the fast food. Nobody sees you drive past the donut. Nobody sees you get up super early. I'm not saying nobody, but in general, you don't see everybody's small little action steps of choosing better every single day. So in the mundane, she's like, you've got to get focused and you've got to get really good at being okay with the small steps every single day. And that's where she says this is so important. You have to also enjoy who you're becoming. You're becoming disciplined. You're becoming a person of good habits. You're becoming the person that you see of the goal that you want to achieve, like the marathon that you want to run. You're probably today not a marathon runner, but you see yourself and you're becoming the marathon runner because you are doing those little actions every day. Do you see yourself being 80 pounds gone? So you're going to become the person that is that person next year. Does that make sense? Like, who are you becoming? It's important because we talked about when you're diving into setting goals and being focused, it's important to work on your mindset. That's why we read books. That's why I come on here and help you become an understanding of like how powerful your thoughts are, your words are. Like, there is more to fat loss than just the food that you put in your mouth. And that is what I'm going to share every single morning because I truly believe that is most important. If you can get your mindset right, you have a heart of gratitude, if you understand the power of the words that are coming out of your mouth and how, yes, there are going to be days that are hard or a challenge, but guess what? You can do it because you are a marathon runner. You are the person that lost 80 pounds. A person that wants to lose 80 pounds will get up, not hit the snooze button. They'll go to the gym. They'll pack their lunch. They'll make the better decisions. They might say no to a friend to going out to eat because they already have their goals written out and they're ready to give in 1 year, to give it 1 year. I tell people, you want fat loss within weeks or a couple months, but if you were really honest with yourself, if you were really honest with yourself and you were to commit in your mindset, this year, it's going to be a year. Like, I'm going to give it a year, not 2 weeks, not even 2 months, but I'm committed. If you gave up 1 year of some fast food or a couple things that didn't align with your goals, you would have years and years after that of feeling better, different opportunities, a better mindset. You don't know the doors that will open if you can consistently do the small actions every single day for the year to, first of all, hit your goals, to become a better version of you. You don't know the possibilities that will happen after this year. So I just want you I want you to succeed. Like, I wish I could help all of you take action, but I can't. But I can encourage you to understand that, and I say this quote a lot, it's not mine. It's from Joseph McClendon III. And he says, as I think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, as I do, so I have. I honestly believe the number one thing that will help you achieve your goals is understanding and having an awareness of your thinking. Because as I think, so I feel. If you get up in the morning and your thoughts are negative, you feel a certain feeling. As you feel a certain feeling, you do actions. And that would be the grabbing the donut or skipping the gym or yelling at your kids. And then as you think, so I feel, as I feel, so I do, as I do, so I have, you have a bad day. And it started with this. But if I can help you start off and understand the awareness of your mindset, thinking right, the words that are coming out of you that are right, and you're focused, and you give it consistent action over this year, all of these different things, just like our friend Ronica, just like our friend Anthony, that aligned because she was focused. She didn't let other people's priorities disrupt what she was doing. It changed so many areas of her life, not just her fat loss. She looks incredible. They both do. But in their parenting, in their marriage, in their finances, it starts with this. She said on stage in front of thousands of people, she said, when I decided and I made the decision, I decided I wasn't going to look back and I was only going to move forward. So my question to you is, what are you going to go after in 2023? If you haven't thought about it, start brainstorming. If you've been doing these actions, start creating your vision board. And we're going to be talking about this all year. There's a new book we're going to start in January. It's by Keith Craft, Pastor Keith Craft, and it's called Your Divine Fingerprint. And so I put a picture in my stories. I'll repost another picture. If you want to grab the book, you can join us. If you want to just tune in here and I give you the highlights, totally fine. The book is incredible. That's our January book, and we'll go through books all year. So thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have an incredible day. I look forward to sharing. If you need recipes, listen, you can go to ketomomsecrets.com. Click on recipes, ketomomsecrets.com. On these pages that have been around, so whether it's Facebook or Instagram, I've been sharing content for over 7 years. There's no shortage of recipes. There's no shortage of keto how-tos. I talk about mom fuel all the time. I won't stop talking about this because I have been drinking it for 7 years. It is my tool that I feel incredible. I tell people I haven't taken a nap and I don't eat all day long. If that's the only thing that it helps me with, that's my tool, but it helps so many people with so many things. This is what my friend Veronica started with because it turned her brain on. She got focused, and then she didn't let anything else stop her. If you've never tried my mom fuel, like honestly, if you've never tried it, you might be going, what in the world is mom fuel? It's for anybody. It's called ketones. You can experience ketosis every day. I won't go into the long terms of it. I'll do this later. Just post trial in the comments and then we'll chat. So I'm here to help you with mindset, recipes, keto tips, mom fuel, and so much more. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. And I'm going to drink my mom fuel.